Fan service is dead in media, and normies are the reason why. Well, technically it's dead in Snowbrick, but it's infuriating nevertheless. So today we react to this video from 6 days ago. This video is made by Cheapy Reviews. Great guy but going through a tough time. Hope he gets better. Now let's start.
This is outright disgraceful and honestly infuriating to see, because this is pretty much the future of gaming.
Characters covering their whole body seems to be the path that the industry is going towards, with all the crying when it comes to female fan service. Meanwhile, male fan service is always welcomed with open arms as compared to the female ones. Let's play again.
I'm not even joking. Women showing any form of skin within gaming needs to be basically censored like this, because let's just get right into this situation.
Women showing any part of the skin is like a plague in the Europe.
So, Snowbreak, a very well-known gacha game, went on extended maintenance about 2 months ago, or 66 days to be exact, and
that's a long time for maintenance. I remember I stopped playing Snowbreak when what's it called? Clouds and their body parts were covered in clouds. They were not even naked. They were not even explicitly naked. They had their bodysuits and everything, yet their parts were covered in white clouds. So I stopped playing it. It was good. It was good while it lasted. But sad that it came to an end. But holy hell, that's a long time for a maintenance period. 2 months.
And the reason for that extended maintenance was because you had a lot of radical feminists that basically tried to get this game completely censored, removed, canceled, basically destroy the game. And after 2 months of basically radio silence and basically no idea if the game would ever return or not, it has returned. But with its return, a lot of fans have noticed that the game has been basically, its balls have been chopped off, destroyed.
What's the word for this? Castration? Let's see. Castration in any action, surgical, chemical, otherwise, by which a male loses the use of its testicles. Feels like Snowbreak got castrated. Sad.
Straight up, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Their balls have been chopped off, and the game is pretty much in a state right now to where it's spiraling into EOS, or end of service, for those that need clarification what that means. So let's get right into this. So this is a full breakdown that Ayaka Mod said, so we're going to go over this and then we'll talk about it individually. So, Snowbreak just came back after 2 months of maintenance, and it's completely censored. Chinese feminists and regulators forced the devs to nuke the game's entire identity.
Let's see the censorship list. Models censored even harder than before. I didn't know models were censored. I only knew about the snow clouds. White clouds, or snow cloud, white clouds. New characters have nerf proportions. That's awful. Jiggle physics have been completely removed. What, so they are running with boxes now? It's really sad if they remove all of the physics. Might as well make them men in this case. Let's continue.
Massive censorship list from today's update. Models censored and even harder than before. New characters have nerf proportions. Jiggle physics has been completely removed. All menu, lobby, idle, and victory animations gone. No gotcha or summon animations. No character trailer animations. Paid background interactions on paid costumes deleted. Story heavily revamped, censored, especially Acacia's parts.
I have no idea what that is. If all these animations are removed, what's the point of the gacha game? Might as well make it a slideshow.
Decensored method patched out forever. Archive system removed. Can't rotate models in the menu or skin showcase.
That's so bad. You can't rotate the models anymore.
No free camera or spectate. Newest version has no ENG or English or Korean voices, default to Japanese. All costumes
Okay.
over censored, worse than Chinese's version.
Okay.
Shower scenes allegedly removed, reports ongoing. Ultimate skill animations are.
The last time I saw the shower scenes, you could only see the shadows moving in from outside the glass window. Hmm. Okay.
Are also gone. This is the standard NA EU global bypass completely deleted. Snowbreak's whole appeal was unapologetically fan service and self-insert romance. They have removed the soul of the game, and this is a picture side-by-side comparison of the changes of the outfits. You can basically see that the characters had pretty much their entire designs a little bit changed or covered up where you can't show any form of skin, and this gets into the other stuff that also is completely removed.
You take away its unique value, yeah, and then there's no point into playing this game. The whole shtick was that there are really hot women that you bond with.
Now, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which I will talk about in just a moment, but the point here is that the reason why this even happened to begin with is because you had a lot of feminists, a lot of women that were very grouchy, pretty much Karens, that went out of their way to report this game to get it basically taken down. And
That's weird. Women were freaking. The women were getting really freaky during the RE9 release when the song how Leon was made. Nobody said that. Nobody said during that time. But all of a sudden, when a woman does it,
the thing, though, is that these individuals that were reporting this game were actually fans of, I think, Lovers in Deep Space or whatever. It's a very well-known, very adult-heavy game focused for women to play. I'll probably...
that's funny. At one place they're playing. They're playing Love in Deep Space, and I remember seeing tweets of them from this. What's his name called? Silas, the guy the guy with the darker hair, giving back shots to the main character, and all the women were enjoying it. But then why hate this? I don't understand.
probably have a picture here on screen for you to see
I don't understand women.
for yourself to know what I'm talking about, but basically it's a very well-known game that a lot of women like to play, and those individuals, those fans of that game, they pretty much went after Snowbreak to get it taken down. They also tried to go after, for instance, like Blue Archive, tried to go after like, Nikke, and all sorts of other different gacha games. They want to bring down the gacha space, and obviously they were, let's be blunt here, they won.
Even after Nikke. I really need to play Nikke. I look into the darkness, and sometimes the darkness looks back at me. And in this case, the darkness is called Nikke. I really want to play it, but I feel like I need to, how do I say it? Be prepared for it. Be prepared to accept all the goodness that it has. Where from the outside, it looks like it has great fan service. So maybe I will. Let's continue.
They won with this takedown. They actually won, and they got this game to basically chop its balls off. So it's really bad. Like, it's a really bad situation. So we need to get into the light at the end of the tunnel for this entire situation, besides just the doom and gloom. So basically, there was this post that came out soon after the game when it returned with all the censored stuff and content, and this is what someone discovered. So it seems that for now, you can use mods to decensor Snowbreak, but the most important part about this revelation is that the uncensored file is inside the game file, which proves that the game is shipped with full intention to be played uncensored.
Okay, so you're playing the censored version, and if you want it uncensored, you can go into the game files. But this makes it difficult. Then why play it? Listen, I'm the kind of person who wants to have the greatest ease when enjoying a fan service. And if I have not easy way of accessing it, I won't use it. I tend to not use it. It seems a bit too hard. So similar to this, because I know that there is it. What is because the uncensored models are inside the game files, I won't look inside it because I'm too lazy. I'm that kind of person. I want to sit on my couch and enjoy the fan service without a hassle.
So let's explain this entire situation here. So basically, the game that has released finally came out of extended maintenance. It still has uncensored files within its very code. Now, to access these files, you would probably have to do a lot of different workarounds to be able to access them, or use a mod like this individual said. However, from what I've seen from individual reports so far, using a mod or anything for this will get you instantly banned. So use at your own risk, obviously, if you do want to try to go this route. The point though is that the game does have the uncensored versions there, but it's to be seen if the uncensored version will come back, or if those files will just be straight up removed in an upcoming patch, because obviously,
Oh god, it can be removed. I didn't know that. Okay.
Honestly, when devs are working on something, and especially the extended maintenance that Snowbreak had, it's very likely those files are just remnants and left over from what they used to be that will eventually just be thrown into the trash bin given enough time. That's a possibility. Whatever the case may be, right now there is ways to technically still access the uncensored content, but if it will be around in the foreseeable future, who really knows? The point of the matter is that it's not all doom and gloom. But at the very least, in the official stages of the game's actual creation, it seems like Snowbreak is going out of their way to try to censor content, which is extremely unfortunate, because let's be completely blunt, guys, okay? Like, we're all adults here. We play these gacha games, all of us play these gacha games because we want to see the fan service. We like the female body, the design of these characters, and clearly, you know, these skins, this type of stuff sells. It does.
Fan service is key to longevity and long life. And it is being stolen from us.
Nobody wants to buy a blob, okay? Like, you don't want to buy a very overweight, fat, you know, character and all that, unless you're like playing a Dark Souls game or something. Like, you're playing like a game where you're trying to make a guy character as ugly as possible to look like a freaking ogre.
Fiction is escapism for me, so I like to look at things that I would love, and fat woman is not one of them, unfortunately.
You will buy those type of skins because it's funny. But when it comes to like female character designs, let's be blunt here, everybody wants a pretty female character design to buy or to support. And if they look outright ugly, very censored, and just like trying to take things away from you, people are not going to like that. And this entire situation is more or less a systematic continuation of what's just been attacking gaming for a very long time. But not just gaming, but also just like anime, manga, fictional content, expression within art. There is just this hyperfixation and push to censor any form of content for like the female body. Like a female character legitimately cannot show any skin. Like, if they show any skin whatsoever, it needs to be heavily censored. But in turn, the same individuals that advocate for censorship of these designs will go around and allow like guy characters to be basically completely almost, you know, like showing everything. Everything's completely shown. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, but showing everything, and then there's nothing wrong with that on their end, but they'll turn around and virtue signal to get, you know, female character skins completely censored or removed, which is just absolutely ridiculous.
Hypocrites, haters of fan service, the evil of humanity.
But it goes a little bit further than that. You also have, in turn, the same people that, you know, are fine with, let's say, the male fan service and all that, but against the female fan service, they also will actively support stuff like in Baldur's Gate with the bear scene.
Male fan service is good, and so is female fan service. There should be a place where both of them can be enjoyed. Yes, both are necessary for the development of humanity. Yes.
And so it's just like the hypocrisy that is going on is just so freaking annoying, and I'm really sad for Snowbreak, because obviously I'm not blaming the devs for this situation. They got reported, and the Chinese government got involved in this situation thanks to mass reports from radical feminists. And so the entire situation is bad because the devs of this game, they had no choice. They had to literally remove their balls just to survive. But obviously this will probably lead to a death spiral. Like, I don't want to be like a doom and gloomer, but like, that's basically That's what's going to happen. Like, I mean, people are going to take one look at this censorship. They're going to look at what they removed and stuff, and they're going to be like, yeah, I want no part of this. I don't want to deal with this no more. I'll just move on to a new game. Like, why play a game that's actively being censored when you can go play something else? You can play, like, a different other gacha game. Like, you can play NTE, for instance, that's become very popular.
If entertainment is not easy to access, no one will use it. That's certain.
As of late, why would you play any other when, like, or why would you play this when you could play others that have everything? So, yeah, I honestly could see within a year or two that Snowbreak might end EOS, like enter into that stage, because unless they can backtrack this and somehow like continue what they used to be, it's over. But I will leave it at that. I wanted to talk about this situation because I felt like this was already a topic I covered 2 months ago when this happened, when the game was taken down. And now that it's finally back and it came back today, I felt like it was my duty to kind of bring this up and talk about it again in the kind of the current state it's in. Because honestly, after 2 months, I didn't think the game would actually even return. But here we are, and it is back. But not in a state that many like at all. But with that being said, though, I think Minister of Otaku pretty much says it best right here. This is basically...
Snowbreak has taken 2 months of extended maintenance caused by mass reporting of Chinese families in response to their Chinese post collaboration to censor any sensuality and sexuality out of the game. Meanwhile, Love and Must Be Deep Space has no censorship. Snowbreak will end of service within this year after making a successful pivot towards a harem audience. Anyone that replies or says just respond below this tweet or any similar message will go. Okay, that's the Ministry of Otaku. It's sad. Snowbreak was really fun. Okay. Great video. It's really sad what the Chinese feminists are able to do to Snowbreak. Snowbreak, what do I say? I had great memories with it, but I will end it with this. All things will come to an end, be it good or bad. What is important is that the time we shared was one with love and care. Thanks for watching.